guys, so I decided to film a really quick Valentine's Day makeup tutorial because you requested a second. So first we're going to prep the skin, and I'm going to use an eye cream, then just a base that's very illuminating. This is the Estee Lauder Idealist, and I love this for a nice glow, and it also evens out your skin tone. Now I'm applying my MAC Natural Radiance Primer. It also has some radiance to it. As you can tell, I want to glow for this tutorial. Then I'm just exfoliating my lips and applying a balm. So now let's start the face. Currently I have no self-tan on, so I'm going to be using my Laura Mercier Silk Cream Foundation and an RC Cosmetics Flat Top Kabuki just to buff it all in. I do have some hormonal breakouts on my chin, so I want a full coverage foundation just to cover those blemishes. Also, please excuse my hair in this video. I know I need to dye it. I do plan on doing a video about it, so that's why I've kind of been putting it off. And I also just kind of threw it back to film this makeup look, so don't mind me. My skin felt extra dry today, so I wanted to add some Fix Plus to my brush and just put that all over my face just to make my foundation look less cakey and more blended into my skin because it was adhering to dry patches. For my brows, I'm just going to comb through them with a spoolie, and then I'm going to be going in with my Whitening Lightening Brow Bar to go, and this is the first time I've ever used it. It does give a very natural brow, so anyone can use this brow bar because it does come with a couple different shades, and you can create your own custom brow with this. So I use mainly the lighter color throughout my brow and then just deepen the tail with the darker color. Next, I'm just taking the angled brush that came with the brow bar and just using the wax to run through my brows and keep them in place. For a base for my eyes, I'm using Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC and just using a Sigma based shadow brush to apply this all over my lid up to the brow. Lately, I've been obsessed with It's Judy Time vlogs. And I don't know what it is, but sometimes YouTube unsubscribes me from certain people, and I wasn't subscribed to her, and I know that I subscribed to It's Judy Time, so I finally am back subscribed to her, and I've been watching her vlogs, and I saw that she came out with this palette, and I really wanted to pick it up. So right now I'm just applying the one blending shade into the crease, and it's just a nice light brown, and just I'm really working that in and blending it out just to create a nice transition color to apply my other eyeshadows. Now I'm taking this goldy coppery shade and applying this all over my lid. I thought this actually was going to be a lot lighter than it turned out to be, but I just kind of went with it. So I'm using a MAC 242 and just packing this all over my lid just to get a nice base of color. Next, using a fluffy goat-haired brush and the reddish brown shade in the palette, I'm just going to work that into my outer V and drag it into my crease. I'm really focusing on making a V-like shape on the outer corner of my eye with all my eyeshadows. Once all my shadows are applied, I'm going to go back in with that light brown color and just blend everything out. For liner, I'm decided to use a gel, and I'm using this one by Maybelline and a Sigma E10 just to apply the product close to my lash line and then slightly wing it out. Next, I'm just going to apply a couple coats of my primer and my mascara, and I just need a nice base so that I can apply my lashes. You don't need to go crazy with your lashes if you're going to be applying some falsies, just because there's really no point. But I wanted to use the Chanel Le Volume because I haven't used it in a while, and I really don't think it's worth the money. It is quite expensive, and I know a lot of people like it, but it just really doesn't do too much for me. It does give nice volume, but I don't know, I'm not a fan. And then I'm using the Ardell Demi Wispies and using my Duo Lash Adhesive in the dark tone and applying these as close as I can to my lash line. At the end, I just like to take my fingers and press my lashes with my falsies together. For a brightening effect underneath my eye, I'm just taking this highlighter pen by MAC in Radiant Rose and just applying a few sweeps underneath my eye and then blending that out with a beauty blender. Sometimes I find Radiant Rose to be a little too brightening, so I'm going in with a shade that's pretty close to my skin tone, and this is MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in NW25, and just neutralizing that highlight because I didn't want it as bright as it was coming across. And then I'm just going to blend that out with a beauty blender again. To set my concealer, I'm using the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder in a Sigma F35 brush. Part of this section did get cut off, but I went in with the gold color and just ran that along underneath my eye with the MAC 242, and then I'm going in with the reddish brown and just stamping that into my outer corner. For highlight, I decided to use an old favorite of mine, which is MAC Solar White, and this is limited edition, so I apologize for that, but it's just a really nice bright white gold shade that really opens up the inner corner. And then for my lower lashes, I'm just going to use my L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lashes. For contour, I'm using my current obsession, which is the MAC Sculpt Powder, and then my NARS Ita brush. And I'm just doing the same thing I do all the time and just putting that in my cheekbones, temples, foreheads, and then I'm going to be bringing it down the sides of my nose as well. To further conceal my nose and highlight that portion, I'm just using a lighter concealer, and I find this works best for me because the foundation always slips off my nose and I need a heavy-duty concealer to make that area covered. For blush, I'm using MAC Bad Girl Gone Good, which was part of the RiRi Hearts MAC collection, in a Sigma F40, and apply that to my cheeks. I just wanted a subtle highlight, so I'm using one of the Hourglass Ambient lighting powders in Incandescent and a MAC fan brush, and just bringing that along my cheekbones and around my eye. To set everything as per usual, I'm just using my Urban Decay Chill Setting Spray. For lips, I'm using MAC RiRi Woo Lip Pencil and its Pro Longwear formula, but MAC Cherry is pretty much the same color, so if you have that, then just use that in its place. And then for my lip color, I'm just using Lime Crime Red Velvet, which will dry matte, and it's just a beautiful formula. I love these velveteen lipsticks, and it just gives such a beautiful finish to the lips. And here is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial, and let me know what you're doing for Valentine's Day if you decide to go with the red lip or the pink version, and I will see you guys in my next video. Hi! How are you? How's my little one?